Alrighty, everybody. I can feel your guides already coming in. Ooh, all right. We don't need to set the intention. They're already here, but let's play properly. All right. So, setting the intention for this process to be really easy, setting the intention to connect in with the team. And what we're going to do is we're going to travel back to a time where you actually decided to dial down your connection to the guides. It's like being at that crossroads when you were little. And you might have done this due to like a fearful event, such as your parents' reaction to ghosts. You might have done it just because of just how confusing it was. Or you might have done it to the people around you rather than relying on your invisible friends. So just checking in with yourself. Is it all right with your unconscious mind to release this dialing down or disconnect from the spirit world and for you to be able to open it consciously today? And trusting the first thing that comes to mind. How old were you decided to dial down or disconnect from the spirit world? Just checking in what age, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or possibly younger. And again, just checking in, how old were you when you dialed down or disconnected from the spirit world? Taking a deep breath, sitting back, feeling comfortable, knowing that this time is just for you, focusing only on my voice. My voice is going to guide you into a deeper state of relaxation, feeling really safe, having that golden light around you, warming you up right through to the core of who you are. Having that warm energy within you just starts to elevate your energy. So just imagine that your entire being filling up with this radiance. And as you allow yourself to fill up with that beautiful light, like liquid crystal, it just starts to melt away any of the tension, melting away any of the to-do lists or the busyness of life. So we're going to discover something truly magical about you. So as you settle, allowing yourself to relax with each breath, feeling yourself starting to go into that deeper sense of relaxation. So from 10 to 1, you'll find yourself becoming more relaxed, with that dreaming, drifting, dropping feeling. So on 10, feeling your body start to relax from the top of your head down to the tips of your toes. And on 9, allowing your mind to become quiet and still, letting go of any thoughts or worries. On 8, feel a wave of relaxation spreading through your entire body, calming you as you start to dream and drift and drop. On 7, and a 6, as every muscle, every being becomes loose and limp. It's just like that feeling on 5, just being so calm, relaxed. 4, going even deeper, that sense of serenity just washes over you with that 3 of breath, just breathing in that relaxation. And on 2, completely relaxed. And 1, feeling so light, so peaceful, So serene, knowing that you're feeling lighter. I invite you to float up out of your body, floating higher and higher. Get in touch with your timeline. Intuitively, you'll know which direction is your future and which direction is your past. And today we're going to go all the way back along that time stream. We're going to go all the way back to that moment when you disconnected from the spirit world. You don't have to consciously know, but your unconscious mind will give you a sense or a moment of that moment you disconnected or dialed down. Knowing that we're going to go back to childhood, just invite you to float all the way back, going all the way back along your time stream. Because in a moment, not now, I'm going to ask you to drop down into that event, see what you saw, hear what you heard, and just get a sense of what happened so we can resolve this old challenge. Being completely safe. On 3, 2, 1, dropping down into that event. And as you're there with this new perspective, I want you to check in. Is it daytime or nighttime when you disconnect from the spirit world? You're outside. Is there anyone with you? And for those who are unsure on what they're getting, I just invite you to lift the veil, like lifting the veil or the blanket off your face when you hide under the bed. So instead of shying away, we're going to actually look at this with a grown-up perspective. So lifting the veil or lifting the blanket up off your face, figuring out what's going on around you that would cause you to disconnect from the spirit world. What are you doing? What are you seeing? What are you experiencing? What are you not experiencing? Happening that's challenging. And is there anything being said or not said that would create that disconnect? I want you to freeze that scene. Just freeze it. And notice that there's that little version of you. And I want the adult version of you to come into that scene. It's like that really protective, nurturing energy. And kneeling down so you're at eye level with that little version of you. And letting them know you've come all the way from the future to be with this little version of you. Reassuring them that they'll be okay. Checking in with that little version of you. Do they trust you? With that connection in place, I want you to scoop up that little version of you into your arms. We're going to float up, floating up higher and higher like Peter Pan going off to the safe space or Never Never Land. Finding yourself floating up with that little version of you where you can be safe. The tranquil beach. You're in the safe space, knowing there's that bubble of light around you, or around the space, I should say, so that only you can be here. Noticing the energy of space, so loving and accepting. And checking in with that little version of you. Where are they holding on to that disconnect? Where are they holding on to that fear or that energy in their body? Where are they holding on to that? Checking in with that energy. Is it yours or somebody else's? from this adult perspective, what have you learned from dialing down or having that impact with the spirit world? What have you learned from that? Is there anything there that your little version of you needs? That you can tend to yourself here in the safe space? I want you to notice all the places in your body where you previously held on to that old energy. We're now going to invite a pure golden energy to stream in from the top of your head down to the tips of your toes, warming up the core of who you are. Golden glow pours in any heaviness, any fear, any of that disconnect starts to wash away. Observe that heavy energy, that self-doubt, anger, powerlessness, confusion. Just start to watch that disappear, dissolve and resolve from your physical body, dissolving and dissolving from your emotional body, dissolving and dissolving from your mental body. The truth is, you've learned everything that you need to from that disconnection. It's time to make a change. It's time to learn about enhancing and trusting your spiritual connection. So, let's call in your guides. Imagine a warm, comforting light starts to pour into this safe space, like a cylinder of light filled with love, wisdom, patience, trustworthy energy. And as that light starts to stream in, noticing the presence of a wise, kind, supportive being, ready to communicate with you clearly. That full body tingle sensation as the guide steps forward, or an orb of light, possibly even somebody from the spirit world. But they come to you upon your request for your highest good. You set the intention for them to be here, and they're here with you now in the safe space. This being gently shares that the fear of the unknown comes from a limited perspective. It's actually part of that scarcity and separation construct. You have the power to rise and let go of those old limitations. You have the power to overcome any challenge you face, manifesting your heart's desire. So much easier doing this from an empowered state. Embrace this power, embrace the trust, and know that you can create the vision that you have for yourself. Trusting your connection with this guide, I want you to look a little closer and recognize that you know them from somewhere before. You and your spirit guide spent many hours planning this life, feeling enthusiastic about what you were going to accomplish. You chose to learn lessons in this lifetime. And while in the company of your guide, let's ask them, what did you set out to learn in this lifetime? Notice that the answers come to you telepathically. here to learn from this lifetime. Ask your guide for any words of encouragement regarding these lessons. As you receive these messages, let's take a moment to reflect how they resonate with your current experience. Let's check in with your guide. What is the role of your guide in helping you learn these lessons? What benefit do they gain from guiding you? How did you know this guide in a past life or in the spirit world? Why were they the most appropriate being to support you in this life? Here's the one I'm really curious about. What is the next piece of information that you need to know that will forever change your life? Notice the rich aha moments and the clarity coming in. Knowing this clarity will continue to stream in gently with this connection to your guide. Noticing this shift in energy strengthens your aura and builds upon the protection of your energy. It's in place. It's time for your guide to step back as you connect to that little version of you. I ask the adult you to look upon that little version of yourself and share with them the words they need to hear, the words of wisdom that will assist them in moving forward with this trusted connection. Instead of holding back or hesitating to ask for help from your guides, all you have to do now is ask and then look out for the answers. The signs, the numbers, the synchronicities, the butterflies, the birds, however your guides want to communicate to you. Letting your childhood version of yourself know that it's time to play, explore, and connect to all the lovely things that Earth has to offer, the fairies, the elementals, the wonderful energy there. No matter what she does or no matter where she goes, you'll always have access to your guides. Checking in though, how does this little version of you feel about having this type of connection? Time to leave this safe space and take this little version of you back on your time stream, or you can bring this little version of you into your heart space. It's completely up to you. If you choose to go back to your childhood timeline, I want you to notice that you travel out of the safe place, move along your timeline, back to where you were previously, light and seeing things differently now. Look at the event with curious and an open mind. And if you choose to hold them in your heart, simply look at that little version of you, eye to eye, shrink them down and bring them into your heart space. They accept you and you accept them as they are. And they can now travel with you wherever you go, with your love, your guidance, your safety, your passion, saying to yourself, I matter and my connection matters. So with that in place, it's now time to travel back to this present moment, swiftly floating along your timeline and turning off all of the lights that previously had that level of intensity, dialing down all of those events that were connected to fear, getting a new perspective. And notice how the memory changes because you have changed. Moving quickly through time, through all of those memories, the speed and rate in which you know you can make the change for the better. It's fantastic how things transform when you choose to make it happen. So before we come back to this now moment, let's go into the future. About a week or two into the future, noticing what's different. And in fact, you feel more confident. You don't have that disconnection anymore. It's not about having rigid boundaries or being fearful. This is your life. And you get to do things the way that you want to. Notice what you have to believe about yourself to show up strong, confident, receiving the signs, receiving the synchronicities, becoming familiar with the guides and how they connect with you, feeling that glow of energy around you. New choices become available, feeling fulfilled and satisfied. Getting in touch with that amazing feeling clarity. And like a laser beam, I want you to notice that we're going to get in touch with that really good feeling, that certainty, that clarity, that empowered energy. And I want you to notice how that energy projects right into your future, cutting through the nonsense, cutting through the disconnect, and getting that laser beam of all of those good feelings and sending that right into your future. Notice how those feel-good feelings beam right through every decision that you're now going to make, and it just all the way into the future. I want you to look to the future like you're looking towards the horizon. And as that laser into your future is out there, I'm just going to invite you to angle it up a little bit. So you're looking forward and looking up for what's to come. Try dialing up the brightness. Try dialing up the sense of achievement. And feel into that satisfaction, that optimum level by your standards. Dial up the praise, the celebration, noticing guides really celebrating this new sense of achievement. Take a look into the future. Where does your connection to the future begin? Notice where it is in your relation to your body. Now let's try this because we can. I want you to bring your future up and almost like bring that future into your eyeballs. Weird and wonderful as that sounds, but I want you to notice that when we move that future It's like you're making decisions and acting upon things in the future as if they're happening now. Your guides, your team, follow your lead and assist you in creating what you want. Get in touch with that laser future and beam it again right out into your future and expand that laser out so it's like you're broadening your horizons. How different does that feel? The truth is, the more that you put your hopes and dreams in front of you, the more you pay attention to those dreams with laser focus, the more likely you are to achieve them. So let's take action and do this. In a moment, not now, I'm going to ask you to expand out your timeline. And this doesn't mean pushing your goals out of the way. In fact, it's the opposite. It pulls in all of the good things onto your time stream with all of that guidance and trusted assistance. It's like, yes, we're going to make this happen. Orientate your timeline so that it's according to your standards, leading you to a wonderful life, making things happen. Now it's time to start journeying back to this present moment, bringing with you the amazing transformation, the ahas, the clarity, head held high and ready to make these changes with that guidance. So I'm going to count from 5 to 1, and with every count, coming back to this now moment. So on 5, feeling yourself coming back to a place we call reality. You deserve the rewards, you've done the hard work. And so on 4, expressing yourself in a unique new way, locking this success into your mind, body, and soul. On 3, always knowing you can solve any challenge. On 2, wiggling those fingers and toes, heart rate back to normal. And on 1, opening your eyes. Hold you.